Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? It's your boy Danli Divine. It's another episode of Divine Time Podcast, which I'm also going to be having this on the Indie Family YouTube as well. I have a second one that I will have family members on that is more random. It's going to be more reactions, still insightful. It'll be reactions and more of my family on with me. Because, that's what my business is, indie family. Everything you need is indie family. Have a lot of expertise in a lot of different things, from mental health to professional bodyguard, private investigation
Danli Divine
services.
whispered at Danli Divine, you have just reached level 12.
Got a lot that I'm doing, have a lot that I've been doing, which is funny because I don't broadcast the things that I do. And the main reason is it's funny to look at people judge you based off of what they think they know. So with that, I'm opening my life up a little bit more and telling you a little bit about me. But I have another podcast channel called Indie Family. You can check it out. It's right up there. I just started it. It's a lot of fun. Me and the kids be cracking up on there, playing games together. It's going to be a mix of things, like I stated before. So yeah, definitely tune in. You want to see how the family gets down? I'll be I'll be doing lives and stuff on there. But today I'm going to be talking about 20 subtle signs of a fake person. I'm going to be doing a reaction on that while munching on this burger, which I'm sorry, I don't think I can eat meat anymore just because of the fact that I'm pretty sure we're eating each other. We're eating people. But anyway, going on to 20 subtle signs of a fake person. This is going to be good. Let's get into it.
Begin. 1. The social peacock. Almost every fake person wants to be the center of attention. They have high self-esteem, but rarely have enough self-awareness to keep their arrogance under wraps. In other words, fake people are like peacocks showing off their feathers. They gloat, brag, and boast at every opportunity.
Facts on facts. That right there just made me think of this one lady, Prana. All she ever does is she always wants to be the center of attention. She would gloat about things that she does, brag constantly, and boast about all these things that are going on in her life. But the more you pay attention, the more you can see that it's all lies. However, she's very good at giving like fake kindness and trying to make it seem as if she's genuine and sincere. But if anybody who has their mind's eye open, you can look at it and you're like, yeah, nah, fuck that. And it's funny because back then I could see through it, but I was always second guessing myself. And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, nah, I trust the feeling that I have altogether, because I called it out a long time ago, but that was just me seeing what somebody can be rather than taking them for what they are. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Because in their mind, there is nothing more important than bolstering their image. 2. Reckless reflection. When we're alone, most of us spend time thinking about our lives. We take time to consider the needs of our loved ones, think deeper about our choices, and reflect on our mistakes. But a fake person has no interest in reflecting on what they've done wrong.
404 error. I'm sorry. I love the fact that it says 404. 404 error stands that it cannot be found. It's not there anymore. So ultimately, they're not thinking about themselves. Who they are is lost. There is no route to it.
They rarely reconsider their thoughts or actions and don't change their minds once they've made them up. It doesn't matter how ridiculous they sound or how many people they've upset. A fake person makes no effort to reflect or change their mind. Why? Because they care more about their reputation than the...
Oh, that sounds just like the narcissist that I dealt with, Lisa. Oh, my caller's Lazarus. Lazarus, sorry. With that, it's interesting. The constant play victim, and to everybody else make it seem like you're this innocent individual and you never do anything wrong, when in all honesty, you're the one causing all the problems you run across. You're the one causing all of them. Had an ex-girlfriend, Jenny, was the same way. I hope she's changed. If she's changed, she would be a lovely individual. But that's me being hopeful. I'm like, the 12 years I've known her, it was like bad things were every time she would talk to me, is bad things that's going on in her life. When she was with me when me and her were dating and we actually stayed together, and I'm noticing all these things happening with her, but I'm seeing her behaviors that's causing it. For every action there is an equal or greater reaction. Take accountability for the shit that you do, but instead you want to play victim to try and get people to feel sorry for you. This is wild. Yeah, I drop names. I don't give a fuck. I got receipts on the shit, so come at me.
The words and ideas they represent. 3. Disingenuous connections. Why do the most disingenuous people have the largest friend groups, even though it seems
That question, why do the most disingenuous people have the largest friend groups? Because they're faking it so much to please so many people, to get so many people to be on their sides, to have so many people admire them. But if, just like with my ex-wife, if you get these different groups of people together, these chameleons are going to be stuck on trying to figure out how they need to act, because they're not going to be able to keep up that act, the many different ways that they act amongst these different friend groups, if they all are together. It's going to be very difficult for them to do, and people are going to be calling them out on it. So that's one way to expose them.
Seems like they have dozens of
Reese's?
friends. Fake people rarely spend any time deepening those connections. They brag about all the important people they know. They drop names and pretend to be social butterflies. But all their friends might as well be strangers.
Facts.
Fake people may know surface-level facts.
And that's exactly what I had went through. They're over there trying to call people friends, and the people that these individuals had pulled into court for them, there was like 10-year time gaps since the last time they talked to these people. So these people are going off of what they remembered from them from like 10 years ago, not wanting to believe the shit that was going on. But then when everything got exposed, ultimately these individuals, the people that they got to speak for them were lying for them based off of the individuals that they thought they knew 10 years ago. It's crazy. These people didn't know anything about them, but yet were manipulated into lying for them. I asked this question. If you have to lie for somebody, do you think you're doing the right thing, or let alone on the right side? That's just something to think about. I've been through a lot of shit in life, and it's like, it's comical at this point because these creatures keep trying to attack me in the same ways. Their methods never change. So I can see through the shit easy as day now. So that's the reason why I talk about it. And I've also learned that individuals who get upset at me for speaking about these creatures, you probably won too. And the reason why it's upsetting you is because you refuse to take accountability for the shit that you've done. And I'm pulling out some demons that you don't want to face. So with all due respect, fuck you.
And superficial details about a large group of people, but 99% of their relationships never extend below the surface. 4. Hidden resentment. When a fake person is upset about something, they don't say it out loud. Instead, they allow their resentment to simmer in the back of their mind. They put on a fake smile and say nice things until the moment you leave the room. You may never see this terrible side of them, but a phony person shows their true colors only when you're not around. 5.
It'll either be when you're not around, or either you're the person that they have under their control to where you're the only one that gets to see who they truly are, and nobody will believe you if you tell anybody else. Or they're going to be slandering your name and smear campaigning your name out in the streets, so that way if you do speak about anything that they do or anything that they have done, that they're doing, nobody will believe you because they're so used to seeing this kind, innocent person who just so happens to always be in bad luck. The fuck? Think about that.
One-sided attention. Do you know someone who doesn't listen when you talk? Whenever they say something, they expect your undivided attention. They get angry if you're not listening and accuse you of being a lousy friend each time you forget a tiny
Boo! I swear, that's America.
detail about their life. Of course, they hardly know or remember anything about yours. When you're together, they don't listen to a word you say because in their mind, your
It's
friendship
all about
is
them.
all about them. 6. Selective respect. Most people respect everyone they meet, regardless of rank or status. But fake people are overwhelmingly biased toward people they view as powerful or successful.
Yo, I swear to God, that sounds like my wife's mom. Like, true talking no lie. And her whole family. Like, they're those type of individuals that have their nose up everywhere they fucking go because they think they're better than everybody. It reminds me of this. I've run across some people in my lives who are like that. They're so quick to judge people without even knowing them, or if they, how do I say this? If something happens that reminds them of a situation that they've been in the past, then they're going to sit there and keep equating the individual as that situation. There is no getting past that. There is no, okay. But yet at the same time, they're not going to think that they have ever done anything wrong. It's always, oh, what the hell? Oh, you're beneath me type stuff. Like, okay, cool. What is your value? What is your worth? It's horrible. And I mean, in all honesty, I do not want my kids to grow up thinking like that. And it's the way that my family is, the way that I was brought up in that house, in my households that I was in, and the way that my partner has been brought up, we are from two separate worlds. I come from a world where we speak the truth and we speak our mind. She comes from a world where women are seen and never heard. That causes a lot. She comes from a place where ultimately communication is like damn near frowned upon. I come from a place where you need to be able to articulate how you feel. Speak what is going on. If you have a problem, voice it. Let's get to the problem. Let's get to the solution. Let's figure this out. Let's work this out. She comes from a place where bottle it in and figure it out on your own time. We have other things we need to do.
Immediately, they change their personalities and exhibit overly kind or gracious behavior. If you know someone who changes around the rich and powerful, they may not be the kind of person you can trust. 7. Too many commitments. Fake people have a bad habit of spreading themselves too thin. They make promises to everyone, but in the end, they only follow through on a small percentage of their commitments. They readily leave friends and co-workers out to dry. In some cases, they don't even bother to apologize. This bad habit shows a lack of investment in their friendships and relationships. Chances are this person
you need to figure out what your priorities are
in their life. They may tell you otherwise, but remember, actions speak louder than words.
I'm speaking to my children. If y'all ever watch this is a life lesson. Actions speak louder than words. I'm not saying don't listen to what somebody says. You need to listen to what they say. Listen very, 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 very clearly. Listen very, very, very well. But watch what they do. Because if their actions don't align with what they're saying, you know you need to remove yourself. A person can talk. It's what they do. With all due respect, F everything that they're saying, listen to what they're saying. But if they're doing something completely different, forget anything that they have said. Watch their actions. Their actions will tell you who they are. When someone shows you, keyword shows, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Not at all. Believe it.
8. Biased perspectives. Many fake people are remarkably narrow-minded. They're unwilling to listen when others challenge or ask questions about their viewpoints. They generally don't consider other people's perspectives, even
They stonewall. I just went through that with my wife's mom. They stonewall.
if that person knows more than they do. Instead, fake people expect everyone to agree with everything they say. They won't hesitate to shame and criticize you if you don't. Number 9. The one and only subject. If you've ever spent time with a fake person, you know that one subject entertains them like no other.
Was it drama?
Fake people love talking about themselves. In fact, they have a hard time discussing any other topic. They can hardly stay focused when you try to talk about your issues. But as soon as the conversation returns to their life, fake people are endlessly entertained. 10. The burden of friendship. Do you know someone who never takes the initiative? For some reason, it's always your responsibility to organize dates or hangouts. You're always suggesting things you can do together, but it's never the other way around.
Facts.
Why? Because this person doesn't see you as an important or valuable person in their life. They place the responsibility for your friendship on your shoulders because, despite what they say, they don't care enough to take the initiative. Number 11. Backhanded compliments. Fake people are highly judgmental of the people around them. While others try to appreciate people's best qualities, fake people focus on what they dislike most about them, and they find ways to make people feel bad for possessing any weaknesses or flaws. One of the ways they bring people down is through backhanded compliments. Instead of giving you genuine and meaningful praise, they use a positive tone and a pleasant demeanor to subtly destroy your self-esteem. For example, if you do a great job on a project at work, a fake person might say, "Wow, that was a surprisingly good presentation." While this seems complimentary, they're actually implying that your everyday work is poor or below average. Anyone who gives backhanded compliments probably does not care about you or your feelings. Instead, they're interested in making themselves feel better by making you look worse. Like any backhanded compliment, these people seem nice on the surface, but the truth is,
they're not your friends.
But your friends. 12. Inauthentic pride. Someone untrustworthy and disingenuous will avoid taking responsibility for their mistakes. While others apologize and move forward, fake people look for ways to pass the blame. Whenever they do something wrong, they flip the problem on its head.
Facts on facts. Facts on facts. I got stories for days on this one. Okay, not stories for days, but I do have a couple stories about that where individuals refuse to take accountability and go straight into blame shifting. Oh my gosh, why? What is so wrong with saying I messed up, I apologize, or yo, okay, thanks for bringing that to my attention, I'll work on that. Like, what is wrong with taking accountability? Why you gotta sit there and shift blame on others? Like, yo, what the fudge? Or why you even gotta lie on people? I saw something that said, I don't understand why people lie, like especially adults. Why are you gonna lie? Because when people lie, they're usually afraid of something. You're an adult. What the fuck are you afraid of? The fuck? Sorry.
They make you feel like it's your fault. Perhaps they try to avoid the problem entirely.
What's up, Debo?
Fake people will say and do almost anything to protect their pride. Number 13. Ulterior motives.
Oh, they always got ulterior motives.
Is reliable one day and fickle the next. They act like your best friend, then they want nothing to do with you. In short, they are inconsistent, and their inconsistency is driving you to question
what can you do for them. They're there for
who's not consistently present, kind, or
I can't even call it
in your relationship. You
they're
have good
there
reason to doubt their motives. This person may only be using you when it is convenient for them, so don't be surprised if they disappear again soon. 14. Superficial praise. To someone with a disingenuous personality, nothing is more rewarding than superficial praise. They constantly desire compliments and attention from other people, even if those compliments never go further than skin deep. For fake people, one of the most common outlets is social media. Not all social media users are disingenuous, but people who spend a lot of time chasing likes may value popularity over genuine connections. 15. Controlling their clique. Fake people use their social status to define their self-worth, so it's not uncommon for phony individuals to surround themselves with a clique of socially desperate people. In many cases, they cling to submissive personalities who make them feel confident and superior. This false sense of confidence leads many fake people to think they have control over every social situation.
And that's
they may be the ruler
want.
Of their clique,
they want to feel like
but the
they're in
truth
control.
is, they aren't as powerful as they think. 16. Undermining boundaries. In every healthy relationship, people set boundaries to differentiate what is okay from what is not.
They're going to test them bitches.
Don't like being told what to do. They go out of their way to question, violate, and undermine people's boundaries whenever possible. The simple fact is that fake people...
I do have to say this. There is a difference between boundaries and rules. Boundaries is what you will not tolerate. Rules are what you're saying that another person cannot do. Or you could put a rule for yourself. I need to do this and this. But a boundary is stating what it is that you won't tolerate. If this happens, I will do this. So, for example, I will not. I'm gonna give an example that a chick that I dated previously created a rule for me and tried to say it was her boundary. She said, "If you want to hang out," she was like, "if you want to be around other girls, then I'm going to leave." I'm like, "So you're telling me I can't have female friends?" And she's like, "Well, I don't want to bring anybody else into this relationship." I'm like, "Having a friend is not bringing anybody into a relationship." I was like, so you're telling me I cannot have female friends? Like, I can't hang out with females, period. She's like, "Well, I just feel that that would be a distraction to what we have going on." I'm like, so, okay. At the time, I got along best with females. So I was just like, that sounds like a rule, not a boundary. I was like, a boundary would be, I was in a polyamorous relationship. I was like, a boundary would be along the lines of, if you try to bring somebody else into this relationship, I'm going to remove myself. Cool, bet, got it. But you telling me I cannot hang out with females in general? That's a rule, not a boundary. That's a rule. But yet I had a boundary of, if we're dating a couple and that couple is having marital issues and problems, I'm going to remove myself. And come to find out, they were out here being swingers before I even met them. The wife had literally binged, like, I think I had like 42 episodes at that time on my podcast. Binged all 42 of those in like 3 days. Completely hunting. The things that I know now, if I can go back in time and relive my life, I would not have those that I do now, and I would not be in therapy, still trying to heal from this shit, while at the same time being blamed for all this stuff, most likely from the narcissistic individual who caused all these problems, and also fuck the army. They should have did an investigation. They chose not to. Lazy bastards. And it didn't. You know what? Hey, anybody who sees this, I want y'all to go ahead and tag the army in this, because the CID completely was lazy and it cost me a lot. Correction, it didn't cost me a lot, because I was able to prove that all the shit that was being told was lies, and that they lied to the army as well about everything, and even gave the army the evidence afterwards. But I'm sure they didn't do anything with it, because the individual ended up going to become a chief warrant officer. So now he's an officer molesting and doing a bunch of things. But anywho, moving off that, yes, these individuals will sit here and try and they will push your boundaries and try and make it seem as if you're in the wrong for having boundaries. They'll do everything they can to try and tiptoe around those and make you feel like you're the bad person for saying no. Like, for example, 2 days in, she's trying to kiss me and have sex with me. I'm like, no. Then you go tell your husband that I'm pushing you away, that you don't think that I want you and all that. Bitch, I got boundaries. The fuck? Everything with you was sex. I'm sorry. You can talk to any females that have known me in the past. Yeah, sex is cool and everything, but I'll be trying to make moves and all that. Like I said, I got along with females. I got along with females. I wasn't over here trying to all the girls' boots and everything. Like, no, I wasn't constantly trying to make moves and stuff. Honestly, I never really did make moves. Some of them made moves on me and got mad at me because I wasn't trying. I was like, nah, we just friends. We just friends. I ain't trying to do all that. And they like, oh, are you gay or something? No, I'm just see you as a friend, which I think that's what it was. They so used to putting guys in the friend zone, so now when they got a guy putting them in the friend zone, they felt the type of way. But it is what it is, whatever.
People don't respect your wants or needs. They're only interested in themselves, and they won't take no for an answer. 17. Symptoms of jealousy. A fake person rarely thinks twice before saying something hurtful. They don't consider the feelings of others, and they don't pull their punches, even if they're making you or somebody else uncomfortable. Sometimes they'll defend their insults and criticisms by saying, "I'm just being honest," or "I'm just saying what everyone is thinking," but that's rarely the case. These harsh comments are not representative of how people really feel. Instead, they're symptoms of jealousy and inferiority. A fake person will try to hurt you because they want to bring you down. They envy your accomplishments and feel small in your shadow. If that happens, a fake person will say almost anything to get back on top. 18. Fabricated emotions. If you're friends with someone fake, Don't expect them to express their real, honest feelings.
Oh, yeah.
A phony person may tell you they're being honest or genuine, but it's safe to that anything they say is designed to manipulate your feelings.
Yep.
Often, a fake person will fabricate emotions just to get their way. They'll yell and cry, smile and laugh. These emotions may look real, but there's a good chance it's all for show. 19. Working overtime. For most people, connecting with friends and partners is intimidating and emotional. But it's not exactly hard. It doesn't take much work to communicate with someone, even if it is nerve-wracking and a bit stressful. Fake people, on the other hand, do more work than the average person to keep their friendships and relationships alive. Why? Because they have to act like someone they are not. If you know someone who treats their relationships like another chore in their life, they may be working a lot harder than you realize. 20. Social smokescreen. How do fake people get away with their disingenuous actions? In many cases, fake people create a social smokescreen, using drama and conflict to distract people from their fake and dishonest personalities.
Prana. That's
For
prana
example,
all the
a
way.
fake person may cover up their mistakes by spreading
Gossip, smear
They'll throw you under the
campaigns,
bus so
all
they
that.
can look better by
Yep.
comparison. Of course, they'll never do it to your face, but behind closed doors, a fake person
Or in
will
a
tarnish
chat
your
to where nobody
reputation
knows
to
you
cover
and they
up
can
their
easily
manipulative
triangulate and have
behavior.
everybody turn against you.
Thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.
Yeah, facts on facts. That is exactly what they do. True talk, no lie. Like, yo, that's wild, in all honesty. I don't know why they do that. The thing that gets me the most is how hard is it to just be true? Like, I don't understand what the point of that is. Like, the fuck? But yo, true talk, no lie. That is something to think about. There's so many fake people in the world these days. And unfortunately, a lot of fake individuals are just people who want to fit in or want all the attention on them. It's always gimme, mine. That's wild, bro. That's wild. But yo, this was 20 subtle signs of a fake person. Go ahead and leave your comments down below. I would love to spark up a conversation and just talk it out. I mean, we live in a world full of hate, and in order to make the world a better place, you must first look in the mirror and be that change. My biggest thing, what I always tell everybody is, be the change that you want to be. In this world full of hate, be the love that you want back in this world. I don't dance, I don't sing, I don't play ball, but I am real to myself, and that's good enough for my black ass. Relax your mind. It's divine time. Peace, love, and deuces.